talk about something that you may not want to hear about. I'm not sure. A lot of people don't like the idea of artificial intelligence. And I wanted to preface this talk just for a minute about our club and what we're doing here. You know, it's a hobby. We're not professionals generally. Some of us are, but if you're not a professional, you don't have this tremendous pressure on you to have the perfect picture with no flaws and have it very quickly. So you have to resort to Photoshop. You have to get good at this really complicated interface. And it's not much fun, really, I don't think. But as a hobby, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. And as a hobby, my fun, at least, comes from trying to take a picture of whatever's in front of the camera with no intention of making any changes. It's from the old days of film when you really couldn't make changes very easily. So that's the game, to take a picture and not make any changes. And that's fine. That's a fine hobby. That's a fun game. But the new challenge really is to change the picture to make it better. Now that's where I draw the line personally. My opinion of myself as an artist is not very high. Anytime I try to make a work of art where I have added an artistic element, I don't like it as much as what God created out in front of me. I think that's perfect, and I think my art is very imperfect. I don't like it that much. But other people are very good artists, and what they contribute to a picture is really important, and I appreciate what they do. So it depends on which camp you're in as to whether you're going to use this kind of stuff. But the advent of AI, artificial intelligence, changes the game a lot. Oops. Okay, in the old days, you know what we could do? We could adjust the brightness, the contrast, we could crop, we could change the color cast, we could retouch it with dye, and we could mechanically composite images together. Then in the digital age, we got a lot more control. Single colors, electronic matting, compositing, digital paintbrushes, layers, being able to undo things, control right down to the very pixel, every pixel in the picture. So, in a way, as I say that's kind of dismaying to me because it's a blank canvas, and I as an artist don't know what to do then. It's not a fun game for me to create an artistic picture from my own imagination. Okay, I liked it better when I just could point the camera at something nice and try and get a nice shot. And also in the digital editing age, I sure know this well because I helped usher it in out in Hollywood. It is hard work. It's all manual, very complex interfaces to software, and there's a big learning curve, and believe me, I don't blame you if you don't want to do it. If you do it commercially, you kind of have to learn that stuff, but I don't think it's much fun. I never thought it was much fun. But that's all changed. Artificial intelligence has made this a very different game. And I want to clear up some misconceptions about artificial intelligence. It's not intelligent. It is one of the dumbest things you ever heard of. It can't think at all, really, the way we think of thinking. But it does have a great memory in the sense that it has organized materials in such a way, and it's looked at billions of things, and it's organized it in such a way that it can access useful things out of what it's seen for you, to help you. Let's see what that means. AI really is just, this is my phrase, this is how I think of it, okay? I'm not an expert, so this is my interpretation of it. I think of it as probable adjacency. What do I mean by that? If we have a sentence like, the cow jumped over the blank, you expect it to be filled in with the next word, moon. Well, so does AI. AI has looked at millions and millions and millions of sentences, and it's kept track of what word comes next. in all of the text that it's read. And AI knows that moon is next because it's looked at so many words, and that word was the one most often after the words in the question. Okay? But that's all it knows. When it learns things, it builds a huge table of probability about all these adjacencies and similarities. And when you ask it a question, the software kind of turns a crank in that big table of probabilities, and it says, oh, the words you use are in the vicinity of these words. That's how it comes up with words that are probably your answer. Now that actually works a lot better than it sounds in practice. But currently, AI can't think. It can't reason. It doesn't even know the meaning of the words. Okay? And so sometimes it's dead wrong. It just puts words together that frequently happen close to each other. And it's very complicated. I'm not going to get into all that. Started off simple, just a table of probabilities for one word next to another, but they blew it up from there and made it much more useful. Now, AI uses a similar system for pictures. It's been trained on millions and millions of pictures, and it, quote unquote, knows that a nose is probably lower than the eyes in a face. Why does it know that? It doesn't even know what an eye is or what a nose is, but it knows that in millions of pictures, the eyes were always up here and the nose was a little bit lower. And it built its probabilities like that. And so when it comes to pictures, it can predict, based on those probabilities, what is next to a piece of picture. And we can use that as a very handy tool. The main thing is, it's a huge huge work saver. Saves a lot of time. It fixes things very easily so you don't have to do it. And it fixes them by you just asking it to fix it. You don't have to know a user interface. You don't have to be good with a paintbrush. You don't have to know what layers mean in compositing. You don't have to know any of that stuff. It's as easy as asking it to do something for you. And we're going to see some examples of that. What can it do? All right. It can remove things from a picture. You can remove objects, dirt, scratches. It can adjust the colors in a picture in all kinds of ways. It can sharpen the picture. It can upscale it, up-res it very, very well. Can even extend the edges. You can say, here's my picture. I want it to be this big, and I want to see the stuff that was outside of the picture that I didn't even take a picture of. It'll make it up. It just makes it up. It just says, based on the billions of pictures I saw, this is probably what's out there. But it does it so well that it actually looks pretty good. So we can use that as a tool. You can insert images into other images. It's as easy as pie now. Excuse me. Oh, my voice holds out here. So, at a little bit deeper level, it can modify objects in a picture. It can actually not just take them out, it can change them. It can change the color, it can change the style. You can go absolutely crazy with this stuff. I'm not going to lead you down that path. That's like jump off the cliff with me into insanity, okay? It is just mind-blowing what you can do with this stuff, and people are doing things with it. Very imaginative artists are designing things and making pictures by the millions that are very fanciful and very pretty, and that's not our hobby, though. Okay? I'm just talking about this to share with you how you can fix your own picture when there's some little thing wrong with it. So you can change the style of something. You can edit the picture in really strange ways. You can edit the angle of the picture. But what do I mean by that? If those of you who look at YouTube videos follow F-Stoppers, that's a channel on YouTube where a photographer talks about developments in photography. And I watched a video of his the other day where he said, it's over. If your job was to shoot headshots, you're done. Because now there's software that uses this stuff where you can just give it any picture and say, make me a beautiful headshot lit professionally from this angle. And it will recreate that person with that lighting, with that angle, without you ever having to have taken that shot. Yeah.
If it's going to get a top-side view of me and it's accurate, does it use facial identification to know who I am and then go search other pictures?
No, it's much stupider than that. Okay? All it knows is from millions of pictures of people, your face and your head looks like this is what it should look like from the top. Okay. And it makes it up.
So if it messes up, I can tell it to correct and put me, give me nice dark brown hair.
Well, yeah, sure. And not only that, I could say, give me hair.
I like that.
But the thing is, it gets things wrong once in a while. And one of the annoying things about it is when it gets it wrong, you just wasted your time. You know, it's supposed to save you time, not waste your time. So you have to go back and tell it to try again, basically. And you get a different result. When they started off, they gave everybody at least 4 pictures, 4 variations of what they had asked for, because it knew it wasn't going to make them happy with just one. Now, they just give you 1 picture. And you have to ask it again for another go at it, because it's that much better. But anyway, okay, you can also remove elements. I think this one's going to get used a lot. You can get rid of unwanted people or objects. So anyway, this is fascinating. It's unbelievable. You can do all this stuff just by typing in a request to do it. And we're going to see it. Yeah, another question.
Used to cost a lot of money to get all this stuff done. Is this going to be all free?
No, it is now. There's probably going to be some level of it that's free, supported by Google and Amazon and Microsoft and big companies like that. But all of the software companies that let you edit photos, and I mean everybody, is adding this stuff to their software, but they're putting it behind a paywall. If you want to use it, you have to pay for that privilege. So it's not going to be free forever. It's very expensive to compute this stuff. So you can't be free forever. But right now, it is pretty much free. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at software called Nano Banana. And the real name of it is Gemini 3, made by Google. But the code name for the development of Gemini 3 was Nano Banana for some reason. Some crazy software programmer or program manager came up with that name and it leaked. The public became aware that it was called Nano Banana internally to Google. And it caught on. And the poor guy who's trying to market Gemini 3 now has to yield to the public vote. Everybody looks it up as Nano or Nano Banana. And that's what you can do. I typed in here, Nano Banana, and we got a sponsored result right away. Google says, oh, you want Gemini. And here's where you can find it, and here's what you can do. So it's easy to find. Yes?
That little picture of a banana being peeled back, it says remix, and I clicked on it. We didn't know what it was. And it said I can change my pictures.
Yeah,
so
that's one route to it, yes.
Okay.
In fact, that's an important button in this thing. Okay, so suppose you follow the directions and you get to Nano Banana. It has this page for you. I guess you can't read that from back there, but let me just tell you what it says. It says, we will use your pictures. We will save and use your pictures to train our software to get better. You know, it went through, I don't know how many pictures, billions probably, but they want more, and it gets better. The more it sees, the more it learns, quote unquote, learns. And so they're telling you right up front, we're going to use your pictures. It does say, if you don't want us to do that, you can turn that off in settings. But I just wanted to warn you all, just jump in, don't put a picture up there you don't want getting out of your control, because that's what it does by default.
So
Doesn't
it
have to
says,
do it.
no thanks, so you can't use the program then?
You can use the program.
Okay.
You can just say no to reusing your photos.
Okay, because it says, yes, I'm in, or no thanks.
Yeah. You might have to go to their privacy notice and
Yeah.
select some limit.
You might, yeah. I didn't actually try this because I didn't care for what I was doing at first. And what I noticed though, that you can turn it off. That's the important part. I'm not sure how yet.
You can't.
It's learn about your choices up there.
Uh-huh.
You can't shut it down, and you can't get rid of it, Gemini. Once they put it on, I got put on my phone, you can pause it or freeze it. You can't get it off your phone.
It's going to be an integral part of every Android system from now on
And
forever.
what happens when you update your phone every once in a while, when you shut your phone off and
That's
turn
what
it
I
back
don't
on, it turns it back on again,
Thank
even
you,
though
Joe,
you shut
for
it
pointing
off.
that out. That's a very good point. Every time I update my software, it reverts all the defaults settings to some setting that benefits them,
Yeah.
not me. And I have to go through and turn them all off again. Very annoying, but that is the world we live in. Thank you, that's a very good point.
I'm going to Linux,
Well, if,
and I don't know what's going to happen there.
we
I'm
will
done with
see.
Microsoft.
Linux is a whole nother learning curve. Okay, so anyway, I just want to point this out before we jump into it, okay? Now, if you want to do it, you can click on, in Chrome, you can click on a Gemini button, and it'll pull it up. There's lots of ways you can do it. One of them is up there. I put it there, but there's usually one over in that corner too, where you can just click on it. Also, you can just type, I forget what, I think it's Control G or Function G or something like that for Google, and it'll pull up Gemini. So there's a lot of ways to get to it, in short. But when you do, this is what comes up. It says, hi Don, it knows who I am because I'm signed in. If I'm not signed in, I can't get it. You have to be signed into something that belongs to Google. Gmail works fine, or a number of other services. But so I was signed into this. I wanted to try it out. And down here you see this little button here. This is the peeled banana. It says create image. That's how you start if you want to edit a picture. You can also ask it questions, text questions. You can ask it to do research for you. You can ask it to solve problems for you. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. We're focused on how you can use it to edit pictures. So you click on that, and after you do, you can hit the little plus sign here to add a picture. You can upload it from a file, or from Google Drive, or from photos, which I don't like because they upload my photos all the time without telling me and use up my disk space and then want to charge me money. So I don't use any of that. So I'm uploading it from a file, okay, on my computer, on my disk. So when I do that, it loads up the picture. This is an old picture. And I want to try and do something with it. I want to try and fix it. So after you have your picture in there, then you ask it to do something. And I asked it to restore this image. Now this image is not too bad, actually. Maybe it doesn't need restoration, but I was curious to see what it would do. And I just wanted to show you the flow of steps that you have to do in order to use this thing. It's very simple, but you do have to do a couple of things. Okay, so we got it in there and we've asked it to restore the image. It works on it for a while. It shows you that it's working on it, and then it presents you with the image that it has edited or changed. And as I say, not much wrong with this picture. So I don't see much difference. But that's the process you go through. I'll show you some more extreme examples here in a
Didn't it
second.
crop it a little?
Sorry?
Didn't it crop it a little, take a little off the right side?
I didn't hear that.
Cropping.
Didn't it
Did it
crop it?
crop it?
Did it crop?
No, just for display. It doesn't crop it.
It looks
But
like
it does, it's just for the display, okay? If you click on this image, you could download the whole image.
Okay.
It's
Can you
just,
back it up and so we can see it? Oh, okay, it's the same.
it's pretty much the same, okay. You can ask it to crop it, but I didn't. Okay, so it gives me a new image here. And if I'm curious, it will tell me exactly what it thought about, quote unquote, thought about, in order to make the edits and make the changes, okay? This, if you scroll on down, it goes through paragraph after paragraph of things that it considered and analyzed and made changes to. It's just for your curiosity. There's nothing you really can do with it, except to ask it something different. Okay, so here's the before and after. One thing it did was it up-resed it a little bit. It started off smaller, it made it a little bit bigger.
We brightened it up a little.
Sorry?
It brightened it up a little.
Yeah.
It changed the contrast and brightness, yeah, changed the gamma, looks like. Also sharpened it a little bit, but it's hard to tell. And that's another point. This bigger image is not very big, it's 1280 high. And if you want bigger images, you can do it, but you have to ask for it. And if you do a lot of work in it, at some point it's going to say, okay, you need to upgrade to Nano Banana Pro, where they start charging you money. But for right now, you can do whatever you want. Let's look at some examples. In this picture, I sent this out to a lot of people as a Christmas greeting, and I didn't like the fact that I could see the meter and the conduit from the electric company on that telephone pole in the background. So this is one of the first things I tried with this thing. So I put it in and I said, remove the electric meter and the conduit. And I didn't know what to expect, really. But look what it did. Boom. As easy as that. Now if I was using Photoshop and a paintbrush or something, an in-painting brush, something like that, I could slave away and there'd be some little something wrong, because I'm not that good. But this was, it almost took like 15 seconds or something like that, and that's all I had to do to get it.
Put feathers on the birds.
Let's look at another example. Here's an old picture. The lady on that side over there was my wife, and this is when she graduated from college. This is a very old picture. It's kind of fuzzy, and I thought it was black and white actually, but it must be a faded print with some tiny amount of color left in it. So I said, restore the image. Look what it did. Now, that looks pretty spectacular, but I know what my wife looks like. I know really well what she looks like. And when I see this picture, my heart still skips a beat, okay? But when I see this picture, my heart does not skip a beat. It makes me wonder, is that Mibbs? Is that her? I can't tell. I can't really solidly know. It changes the picture ever so subtly. If you compare the two, go back and forth, I've done this, and look for a change that you can actually put your finger on, I couldn't find anything. And yet, my emotional reaction to the original picture is different than my emotional reaction to the restored picture. Yeah.
Go back to the original picture.
Go back to the original? Okay.
How did the app know she had blue eyes? Just guess.
How did the app know the gown was, the graduation gown was blue? It didn't. It made it up.
Actually, it did.
If there was some color in there at all, it
You could
took
take
that.
any black and white image with the old Adobe whatever and tell it to convert it to color, and it will get 99% of it right.
Wow.
That's good, yes, based on the fact that sensors see colors in a certain way, and the combination of red, green, and blue will produce this kind of a shade of black
Yes.
versus that kind of a shade of black.
Yes.
It can determine that. Yeah, you're right, you're
Is
right.
that how they colorize film then?
Yes.
Well, now they do, they didn't used to. Used to do it the hard way. When you restore a photo of some favorite person, you may not quite recognize them. And that is a problem. And there are videos online where people have evolved ways to fence in the AI so it can't do that, and they get better results. But that's getting so elaborate, you might as well do it manually, I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, something else in here, I didn't like the person in front of her and behind her, so I skipped one here. Here we go, see this shoulder?
Yeah.
That was the person in front of her. When I got to this stage, I said, remove the person in front. And it took it out and invented her shoulder there. Okay, it did a good job. I buy it. And I said, okay, I don't like the background. Take out everybody. Take out everything in the background. And that's what I got. So my point is, even if it's not perfect, it sure is fast, and it sure is easy, and it's going to be used like crazy because of that. So, any more questions on this one? We'll do another one.
You see, I see these done like this all the time. And if you look at the edge of her hair and
Yeah.
everything, it's really ugly. It's
Yeah.
artificial to the max.
Yeah.
Well,
it
that's
almost
because
looks like it was
that's
sliced
partly
through.
because
Yeah.
we're working at a pretty low resolution.
Yeah, it looks like it was cut out by hand.
Yep. Yep.
It's like
But-
with an iPhone, you can
but
hold
if you-
something and put it on something else and it
Yeah.
just takes that image.
That's a problem. It's always been a problem with compositing, okay? But if you use the Pro version, or you use the version that's in Photoshop now, they put it in Photoshop already. If you use those paid programs, you do not see that. You see unbelievably good mats. But sharp eye, thank you. Okay,
Don?
Don,
yeah,
because that is so perfect, are there going to be laws regulating use of evidence in courtrooms? Because you could put somebody away for a long time just by introducing some
well,
makeup
this has been true.
photography.
This has been true for a long time, and the law has been struggling with how to deal with it. Even before AI, you could get in with Photoshop and change things and create false evidence, false
But
photographic
you can
evidence.
also prove that it was done.
Yeah, you can prove, because
So-
the image itself can be proven to be manipulated.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually pretty easy to do.
But I think they're going to have to, it's not just that, and it's not just in the courtroom. I think people's reaction to this stuff is that they're going to want to know when they're looking at an AI image or an image that's been modified by AI. And some websites and some authors of photographs have begun to market as modified or generated by AI. So the viewer knows, okay, that's what it is.
You know, a number of years ago, and I can't remember, it was Time or Newsweek, had a picture of the guy who supposedly killed Simpson, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Now, the picture that was taken, he looked reasonably light-skinned. But when they put it on the magazine, they darkened his skin. You know, black is evil, you know, type thing to call it. And that was proven, and they were sued for some, I don't know, millions of dollars, and they won. You know, because it was an obvious manipulation. And the person who really got in trouble over that was the photographer, because he's the one that sent them that image,
Yeah.
manipulated the way it was.
Well, and there's all kinds of ongoing court cases about misuse without permission of likenesses of people, voices of people.
Right.
That's something that's going to have to be sort of ironed out and under the slow grinding wheel of the law as we go along, and usually that goes way behind progress. So people start doing stuff they shouldn't long before there are laws about it. And so anyway, this is something that's kind of playing out. Yes?
Is AI also Alexa and GPS and your assistant that answered your phone tonight when I
Yeah.
called you?
Oh, yeah.
All of those?
It's going to be in everything. That's why I say, love it or hate it, it's here, and it's going to be in everything. And I don't like things doing things for me automatically. I want it done when I say do it, not before. But
Well, he wasn't gonna put me through to you. He said, may I ask why you're calling?
Right.
And I'm like,
Did you set that up?
no, set up automatically.
oh my goodness.
If I get a phone call from a number that is not in my contact list,
Oh,
it says, oh, wait a minute, I don't know who this is. I want to ask them.
oh,
That's not bad. I might like that.
Well, it actually has saved me. You know how I used to get spam calls? I used to get hundreds of spam calls,
Yeah.
and it's intercepting those beautifully. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
How did you get it to do that?
Huh?
How did you get that into the system?
It got set up by default somehow.
Do you have an iPhone or Android?
Android.
Oh, 'cause
Oh, that's another point. All of this is happening in the Apple world as well, but it's a whole different system, of course. And I don't know much about it. So you guys, I'm telling you this so you can, not to tell you how to do it, but so that you can see that there is a path, an easy path to exploring this if you would like to. And I think it behooves us to know about it, but I'm not particularly ready to give up my favorite game, which is capturing an image from the real world without any changes that I like. That's a particular self-imposed limitation. But sometimes I do want to take something out. Now I'm going to show you that next. We ready?
Yes.
Here's a picture I took up on a mountaintop when a fog storm had blown through, and it deposited little crystals of ice on everything. And I loved it. It was such a magical experience. I loved it. But my camera, excuse me, an old Canon with a fabric leaf shutter, had a hole in the fabric, and it let light through. This light here is a light leak. And I would love this picture if that wasn't there. So last night, I decided to ask Nano Banana to do something really tough. I said, and literally, all I said was, restore this image and remove the light leak in the mid-left side of the picture. That's almost a quote, okay, of what I asked it to do. And look what it did. This is the first time I've liked this photo in 40 years. It's just amazing to me. Just amazing to me.
I thought it was underwater, Don.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a foggy day.
I love the, what is that, weed or whatever on the right-hand side, the grass.
Yeah. Anyway, there are times, I think, when it's very legitimate to say this would really be a nice picture. I would like to save it. I would like to use it, whatever. But it would be perfect if I could fix this little thing. Yeah, Dee?
I noticed that little mark in the right-hand corner, it's in all of them. Is that something that it leaves on your photos?
Gemini.
That's what you pay for free.
Okay. Gotcha. So can you tell them to get rid of that?
Probably not.
Well,
I haven't tried it.
okay.
But I have Photoshop, okay, so I can get in
Sure, yeah.
and not have that.
Right, I was just.
But I'm
curious.
thinking of
It
dropping
is-
Photoshop because it's obsolete, in my opinion. Okay. Any other questions at this point? Yes.
Now, in most large photo contests, they will take AI, right? Correct?
Well, they won't even take something that's been retouched in
Yeah.
Photoshop. Unless they say we have a category for
Right.
modified images, in which case they take whatever. And I'm sure they're gonna have a category. The
Yeah,
category's
I
probably,
noticed when you read up on them, they
Yeah.
say we check for this, 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 and this, and it won't be accepted,
I
so,
say digitally modified.
yeah.
I think they're gonna expand that category to include AI modified. It's too valuable to ignore. And that's why we should know about it. You know, you don't have to get into it heavy, but it's nice to know how to do it, especially since it's so easy. Okay. Did anybody give me a picture that they want to try and take something out of?
I did.
You did, okay. Let's see if we can do it.
So do you load the picture
Can
into
you
the
get
app?
rid of the glare spot in the lower left corner of this picture?
Sorry, somebody asked something?
Do you load the picture into the app?
Yeah. So what did you want to change in this picture?
Trying to get like all the snow off the faces.
That's a reasonable request. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what it'll be. I had a picture, I'm going to show you, I'm going to get to the picture,
Too much haze.
that had, there was a glass
Well,
thing.
it was like 60-mile-an-hour winds in the snowstorm.
And I asked it to remove the dirt from it, and it didn't have, apparently it didn't have enough references about that kind of a subject to be able to do it. It just
What
gave
was the
up.
dirt, what was the dirt on?
It was on a glass globe,
Oh, okay.
so, you know, didn't know what I was talking about. Anyway,
Yeah, those
okay.
are all snow.
Well, let's give it a try. So let's close this. Okay. I'm signed in, and it's very slow reacting, but it should know that I have pictures there already, but we're gonna wanna work on an image, and we're gonna wanna add the image from a file. And the file is above this one. This file. Okay. Down here, in this little text box, is where you tell it what you want to do. So, anybody have any guesses what we should ask it to do?
Well, you can click on your microphone for one thing, then you can talk to it.
Yeah, but I don't know what I want to say.
Oh, what you want done?
So, but what we have to do is come up with a request that's reasonably specific about what we want done to the picture. So if all you want done is the snow taken,
The streaks on.
just take the snow out, take the blowing snow out of the picture?
Snow streaks.
No, I wanted to know that it's still snowing, because, I mean, the picture was it was Thanksgiving Day, I wrote to you and told you where it was. It
Oh,
was Thanksgiving Day, my daughter has flown in with her family from Utah, and she wanted a family portrait,
right.
just of the family. We happened to have a big snowstorm, and it snowed the whole time she was there, so there was like no retakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what we're left with, and it does have good memories to it because of what we went through to get the photo. But there's like streaks going across people's faces.
Do you want it off the faces
Remove
only or
snow
off
from
the
faces?
clothing?
No,
If that's all you want is the faces
faces,
clean.
yeah,
So
right.
let's-
Clean up.
What about if we say,
Without
remove
distorting faces.
the snow streaks from all the faces?
Yes.
See what it does.
And maybe sharpen it up a little bit. What'd you say it needed?
A little sharpened
A little sharpening?
and dehazed.
Then you put it on one, well, I guess you can. And sharpen.
see what happens. Okay, she's doing something.
It's working.
Would you want it cropped so that the people were bigger?
No.
Just.
I don't think people bigger.
Well, you could always crop it manually
So,
and then put that picture in and
one of the
say,
things, if you're gonna do
Same
this,
thing.
if you're gonna crop it in the end, you really need to crop it at the beginning.
before you do this, yeah.
Yeah, before you do it, it works better.
Okay, it finished. Let's see. Okay, now we want to save this so we can actually zoom in. Let's see, here we want to go to,
Is the snow still in the air?
no, not this.
Yeah.
We go to this one, to D's folder. And we want to save it with a name that makes more sense.
Dean's family.
AI fixed.
Yeah, it would be bad if people just use it for what it's meant for.
I mean, for purposes like this.
Yeah, but
Family
it's,
photos and everything, I think it's great.
it's so easy to use for bad purposes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Worst part is there's people out there wanting to do that.
Yeah. People doing this since the beginning of photography.
Yeah.
But
it makes it so much.
That's my son's down in Rock Creek.
I mean, people, you know, people put
I forget.
pictures of their kids.
Forget how to
on-
zoom in.
Some people take them, live all there, you know, I used to be a cop, so I, you know.
I know, it didn't do very good.
It's just, you just want to ring people's toes.
My eyesight.
You want to look at the original too, right?
Yeah, these people don't look, he don't look right.
Ah, there you go. This-
Yeah, he
this guy-
definitely does not look
How about
like
this one?
his head.
You know,
You changed the faces.
Oh,
Did it take the snow out though?
I think it put 10 years on me.
and the things that, one of the things that when you move people from picture to picture, often they lose fingers, they gain fingers. Yeah.
They use what?
They lose fingers and gain fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Move from one picture to another.
Yeah, well, actually, that has gotten better. This version of the AI is much better at that kind of stuff, but it's still not perfect. So what you would want to do with this is crop it and then put it in again and ask it to do that and to retain, add a phrase like retain the exact facial features and see
Now,
what it
did it
does.
take, actually, it's hard to tell from here, did it
No,
take the snow
no,
out?
not really.
But it took the snow out, it just messed up what was underneath. See, that was what I was worried about on my favorite picture. I thought I was going to make a mess over there where the light leak was, but it did a pretty good job. Okay, yes.
Another example,
Yeah?
can you bring up my picture of the,
Sure.
of that Christmas ornament with the glare?
Let's go to your folder.
Well, what I want to point out, I just took my phone, I brought up my assistant, verbally told it, I had that picture on my screen with the glare. I just verbally told it to take out the glare in the lower left corner of the picture. It loaded up Nano Banana, and it took the glare out for me, if they can see it up there.
So is this one you mean?
No, the ornament, the golden ornament. With Kathy, it's in with Kathy's file.
That is my file.
Down lower right.
This one?
Now. Yeah, it took that glare out of it perfectly.
Ah,
And
okay.
you might want to go through the process here for
You need
them.
to crop the bottom.
Well, that's
Shows
different,
the
that's
floor.
a different issue.
That's a different problem, but let's see here. Let me close this. And go back to this. Get off of this picture. And you can start a new chat. See this button here? So you can just say, okay, forget what we've just been doing, this is a new problem. So I'm going to click on that and tell it we want to work on an image and we want to add a file. We're going to upload it. This time we're coming from your folder. This one. Open. And what we want to do is remove the glare in the lower left.
Yes.
See what happens. Now, how did you access it before? You said you were just looking at the picture on your phone?
Yeah, I just brought it up on my phone.
In what? In Photos?
Yeah, I
With
went,
Google Photos, right?
uh,
Because that already has
yeah, let me.
banana loaded in.
I've got my photo directory there. All I had to do was tap on the picture and it brings up the one with the glare. Then I went into, I held my thumb down there, bring up my assistant. I said, whoop, now it's got all my talk in there. Just a moment, let me be quiet and then do it. Remove the glare from the lower left corner of this picture. It's working.
That didn't work.
It will work.
It just cut it off.
Oh, did a terrible job.
Yeah. Made it worse, it looks like.
Made it worse, looks like to me, yeah. So I'm glad he got it to work the first time. Now, but that is a good example. Nano Banana is, well, Gemini 3 in general.
Now it's
Is it
loading
improved?
banana for me. There's a picture with no glare.
Let me see. It just cut the bottom.
No, it's,
There it is
well,
again.
that reverts me back to the old picture. It cropped it too. I thought it took care of it, but it processed it, but its solution was to cut off the bottom part where the glare is.
Well, that did what you asked. Got rid of it.
Try this again.
Ask it to put the flowers down in the lower left.
Quiet.
Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it to you to explore this new world.
Remove the glare
It's
from
very
the
rich.
left corner of this
It's a great
picture.
time sink.
The picture seems
But it's really a lot of fun. I think it's really a lot of fun to mess around like this. It's just that for me, it's not my hobby. If I was an artist, painting or doodling or sketching or something is an activity I would do and I would enjoy. And having the ability to have a blank canvas and create anything I want on that blank canvas is far too intimidating to my creative sense. I don't know what to do. And even if I did something, it probably wouldn't be that great. So that's too big a canvas for me. I like being able to modify slightly pictures that I take that I think are nice pictures. So that's why I focused on that part here tonight for you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.